Let's take a look at the features, line, shapes, and movement of a type 1 child's face. In the Child Whisperer, I teach that one of the assessment tools in determining your child's energy type is to profile their facial features. We're going to show you images of some different ages in a type 1 child so you can see these similar shapes, lines, and movement that express all the way into our adult lives. So these are the early stages of these features presenting themselves. Let's review first. What is the movement of a type 1 child?
Type 1 child is the fun-loving child. They're connected to the world socially. They have an upward and out movement. And the shapes that you'll find in type 1 movement are circles, stars, hearts, starburst, and animated quality. Overall, just up and out, light and bright.
Let's look in the book and review these same shapes and lines expressed in a type 1 child's face.
We have a section in each type about the facial features, and these videos are to support what you're learning in the Child Whisperer, and so you can really see these visuals come to life and start to compare what you're seeing in your own children's face. So you'll look at face shape, skin and skin texture, cheeks, nose, eyes, eyebrows, lips, ears, and hands. And then after the physical features, there's a whole part on body language. So familiarize yourself with that as well as the facial features along with the body language, along with the other assessment tools, the whole package. Don't just narrow it down to what you're seeing in their nose. You want to take a step back and look at the entire picture, but definitely facial features are a big clue to what your dominant energy type is.
We're going to now refer to the book and show you the interpretation in the faces of a few type 1 children so you can actually understand what's described in the book is now visual to you. So it might be a good idea for you to pause the video and grab your book so you can make some notes.
Okay, this is on page 76 in the Child Whisperer in the type 1. So looking at their first picture, you can see her face shape is the shape of a heart, with the chin coming to a softened point, and her forehead has a high quality to it. That's a type 1 movement. It creates an upward quality.
Another place you'll see the heart, her features are grouped more tightly in the center of her face. You can actually draw a heart up and over her eyebrows, down on the side of her eyes to the bottom around her chin, and that creates a heart shape.
Also notice her apple cheek. She has circles on each side of her cheek, and I love her smile. It's a more subtle smile. It's not an open mouth laughing smile, but even still, with that more subtle expression, you can see how the sides of her mouth move upward, and they also create those sweet little points, like a point of a star, on the sides of her mouth. Also, she has a turned up or button nose, creates just a cute quality, and a circle in her chin. Her eyes as well have a natural sparkle to them. Let's take a look at a type 1 boy. First of all, what do you see when you notice his overall expression?
Cute.
Cute, definitely. That is a word that is described. And you will use that word when describing all children just because they're little and they're cute.
You're going to find, though, that there is, we show, as you watch this video series, we will use a different adjective that is used more commonly in acknowledging a child's appearance.
Yeah,
and type 1 is
types.
classically the cute child.
And their body language will represent that as well. They're more animated, they're playful, they're light, and so they have a cuteness about them.
They're called bubbly, they're called sparkly, twinkle in their eye, people will say. People will actually compliment your children using type 1 words and phrases.
Yeah, that can be a great indicator. So looking back at this photo, you can see all of his features again are more in the middle of his face. You could create a circle around his features. And you can see a circle in his chin, circle in his cheeks. Look at his smile lines, how they're more upward on the upper half of his face, not going down into his chin very far. So that creates an upward movement.
He also has circle nostrils.
And they're turned upward, so you can, that cute upward movement.
It's common, too, that a type 1 child's ears poke out a little bit, kind of pop.
Yeah, and creating an animated quality. Even his mouth is like a half of a circle with a fuller bottom lip, which can create a pouty, cute, youthful quality. And these are characteristics and facial features that he'll carry throughout his life, and type 1s will always look younger than they are. So even your adult children will have a youthful quality about them.
In our next photo, we're looking at a teenager that's a type 1, and her face shape is a circle, which is another common shape for a type 1. You also see very distinctly a circle around her eyes.
You can draw a circle from the bottom of the eye, the line under the eye, up and around the eyebrow and down. And also her eyes have fine points on the side of the eyes, which creates a sparkly, inviting, cute quality.
Kind of that twinkly quality.
Yes, a twinkly quality, exactly. Circle in her chin, in her cheeks. Her nose has a whole bunch of circles on the tip and in the nostrils, and the bottom of the nose is like the top of a heart. You could trace a heart just underneath that nose line. She also has a higher forehead and very full lips, which almost create circles as well there. And their skin could have some light freckling, could have some rosy spots. It'll just have a more random, bright quality.
These are the early expressions in a type 1 child that actually then, as they develop into their adult expressive self, you still see them. They're, again, as you said, they maintain a youthfulness. They have a quality of being animated with their face and expressing themselves. If they're excited about something, you might see their eyes light up, eyebrows raise. There's more expressiveness in their mouth going,
They have the ability to move their face more.
Yeah, they do.
You think of Jim Carrey
is like
can move his face in all sorts of ways, you know?
Yeah, very type 1 facial expression. So to some degree, your children are more expressive than other types of children with that animated energy coming through them and their facial expressions. So notice when they're excited about something, and in their body language, there's just a bounce in their step, a wiggliness about them, maybe tapping a lot, tapping their foot. There's this need to move.
It's a higher movement. So
it's a light, quick, buoyant movement. And so they do get told a lot to sit still, especially when they're in settings where that's the preferred behavior. So you have to monitor that. It's taught in the Child Whisperer that to be cautious about requiring a type 1 child to be still for an extended period of time. The younger they are, the more difficult that is for them to be motivated and even expected to do that. Of course, children can learn and acquire that ability to do that because they have very profound imagination they can have fun with. But the younger the child, the less the time of expectation for them to sit still, because they need to move. They need to keep that light, buoyant energy going. Your child is telling you who they are every day of their life. Their features are a strong reference to who they are. Caution, do not take each individual feature like, what is their nose? Even though we've done this here, so you can see separately the quality and expressive quality of these features, it's not smart to go profile the eye, the nose, the mouth. Look for the overall expression
Let's just
in
show
the face.
all three of these images together.
Yeah,
you can see how
that.
they all have a brightness, a lightness. Their features are cute.
Oh, hold your child's picture up to these three. Would they belong with these three children?
Yes.
When I'm educating adults about how to do face profiling, it's very, very frequently I have to repeat myself and saying, look at the whole face, profile the whole face as an entirety. Then look to see if those features are expressing what that first hit is when you look at the face. Are we seeing a bright, happy animation in a child's face? Is that coming forward? Is the whole face light up? Is there a quality of bubbliness in them? A cuteness that they express? You're looking for that overall. Then look at, I can see it in their circle cheeks, I see it in there. Then you'll see what's creating that. But if you start with trying to figure out what's a nose, what's an eyebrow, you'll get lost in these too many variables and not understand the overall expression of a child. So what is your child telling you in their overall expression with their facial features and their body language? It's so amazing to know this information. When you understand you have that type 1 fun-loving child, what a gift they are to you. They light up the room. They want you to be happy. Make it easy for them. Make sure that happiness is your response. Rather than trying to get you to be happy, join their natural happiness. Just participate with it. Because what a burden to have your type 1 child trying to lighten the mood. Support them by making life enjoyable for them, true to their nature. They're beautiful brilliant children and let their faces light up because you're a parent that understands them.